Greetings to all. This is the great master of car restoration. Today, we come to behold a 1965 Volkswagen T1 camping van. This vehicle, within these open fields, has stood abandoned for 39 years. The door, upon the left side, is not lost, nor was it stolen away by men, but for ease of hauling this car upon a trailer, it was removed outright. Now, the vehicle is towed back to the garage to see whether it may yet be awakened and whether it may still run. For judging from its outward appearance as a whole, its condition may be deemed 60 points in worth. No, especially grievous rot or corrosion is seen. The entire body structure and glass remain well intact. As for the creator here, he directly, while still on the trailer, parked the car beside the trash bins, thus making it convenient to clear the debris within. Many friends may ponder and say, is this vehicle truly of great value? Though it has decayed to such a state, in our land, it should indeed be worth much, for such examples are exceedingly rare. Yet, over in America, a vehicle of this condition would surely not exceed $10,000. For this model of van exists there in great abundance. Many examples remain in far finer condition and sell for merely $20,000. While clearing, an unexpected gain was found, namely, the discovery of this car's key. Thus, they hastened to finish clearing the interior and then attempted to open the right side door. They tried for a long while, finding that the key could be inserted, yet it would not turn. They even took a screwdriver and pried lightly at the edge of the door. They dared not use a crowbar, for the vehicle's body frame was still in very fine condition. If a crowbar were used, it might cause even graver harm to the body frame. In the end, brute force brought forth the miracle. They went straight to kicking with the foot, for they felt that the locking mechanism had long since been seized fast. Penetrating oil was sprayed, yet prying with a screwdriver brought no response. In the end, force once more wrought the miracle. The door was kicked open outright with the foot. After it was dismantled, they resolved to strip away from the interior panel all that had once been wrapped and affixed upon it, for these materials had already rotted away, though it had stood idle for so many years. At the time it was first parked, all doors and windows were tightly shut. Thus, it did not suffer overly severe water intrusion within, which likewise meant there was little of the decay caused by some, nor was there much foul odor. Perhaps many friends, seeing the bulge beneath the front seats, might think this car bears a front-mounted engine. Yet, in truth, this vehicle carries a rear-mounted engine. When Volkswagen first introduced this model in 1950, it stood as the brand's second automobile. The first model was the Volkswagen Beetle. Its model designation at the time was Volkswagen Type 1. Thereafter, when it came to this vehicle, the numbering was naturally extended onward, and it was named Volkswagen Type 2. Yet, as of the present day, Volkswagen has reorganized the entire lineage of this series. Thus, this vehicle is now also called Volkswagen T1. The car appearing in today's video is likewise the first generation of the Volkswagen Transporter, for its years of production extended from 1950 until the end of 1967. During this span, 3 engine variants were used in total. At the very beginning, it adopted the same 1.1-liter air-cooled engine as the Beetle. Later, by the year 1953, it was upgraded to a 1.2-liter air-cooled engine. This configuration endured for nearly 10 years. Then, by the year 1963, a wholly new 1.5-liter engine was introduced. As for the Beetle adopting this 1.5-liter engine, it was not until the year 1967, like the one we behold today. This 1965 example is fitted with the 1.5-liter air-cooled engine. As for matters of power, one should harbor no great expectations, for in that era, this 1.5-liter unit, a horizontally opposed 4-cylinder air-cooled engine, delivered at most but some 44 horsepower. It then employed a rear-mounted, rear-drive layout with a 4-speed manual transmission. As for the car we see today, its roof cannot be raised. Thus, it has only a foldable sleeping berth, together with a simple sink and kitchen arrangement. Therefore, in essence, it serves chiefly as a weekend camping carriage. The engine lies beneath the rear seats. They now intend to tow the car to the wash bay, and within this wash room, rinse both the interior and exterior thoroughly. The engine bay as well will be rinsed. There is no need to fear excessive water intrusion, so long as one avoids the exhaust outlet. And as for certain restricted plug locations, in those days, there were not many electronic components. You need only ensure that you do not deliberately spray places such as the distributor or certain areas around the starter motor, and generally no major trouble will arise. Even with vehicles of the present age, though many connectors are present, they possess a measure of water resistance so long as one does not take a high-pressure washer and spray these spots with reckless force. A simple rinse will generally cause no great issue. Here, they discover the pedal to be somewhat seized, so penetrating oil is applied, and what is clamped here is brake fluid. The brake fluid reservoir lies beneath the feet. It appears the left foot, that iron floor plate, has likely rusted through. Once more, WD-40 is being sprayed. Truly, this is divine water for car repair. Here we take a look into the engine bay. There are not many items requiring inspection. For a gasoline engine such as this, what must be checked? One is the distributor, another is the spark plugs, and then one must also inspect the carburetor. In essence, these three form the complete set. Turning next to examine the exhaust piping, they found the muffler section was already gone. Within it, small creatures had likely once made their dwelling. Thus, when the engine is started shortly, certain things may be expelled outward. As for this type of engine, because it lacks complex cooling passages, its manufacturing cost, as well as later use and maintenance costs, are exceedingly low. This is also the reason why the Volkswagen Beetle is called the people's car. They discovered a short section of fuel hose, yet could not tell whether it was left behind earlier or had fallen off. If it had indeed come loose, then, after fuel is added, a leak may well occur at some point. In truth, before this vehicle undergoes restoration, pouring fuel into its tank holds little real meaning. Many friends may not understand these words. For the vast majority of such old vehicles, their fuel tank systems, including the fuel pump and fuel lines, may all fail. Thus, for vehicles of this age, the best approach is at the carburetor, at the shared fuel passage there, to directly borrow an external fuel tank. Yet there are also a few rare vehicles whose storage conditions were relatively good, or who were simply fortunate, such that throughout the entire starting process, the original fuel pump, along with the carburetor and the fuel lines, all function normally. The vehicle indeed begins to emit smoke outward, yet most of what is expelled is dust from within the exhaust pipes and passages. What must yet appear is the smoke born of burning fuel. Only then is the situation favorable. The two men work in mutual coordination. One stands at the front to start the vehicle, while the other remains at the rear to inspect. Precisely where the trouble lies. At present, the preliminary suspicion is a lack of spark. When there is no spark, it comes down to two matters. One is that the spark plugs are at fault. The other is that the distributor is at fault. In most cars of such great age, it is the distributor whose contacts have thus causing the electrical circuit to be unable to pass current. Therefore, the best course is to remove the distributor and polish the contact points clean. Here, I also hope that friends watching this video can lend a hand with more likes and leave a few more comments. Even a small flower or an emoji will do, for recently I have been struck hard, as though stabbed. Some have asked me, is your traffic being restricted? Why are there now only a few thousand views? So I still hope everyone can give more likes and offer more support. My thanks to all friends. Now the distributor contacts are to be polished. Oil is sprayed directly onto the sandpaper. The engine bay as a whole is quite spacious. Thus, the working space is very convenient. If some engine bays are laid out too tightly, then, at such times, when you wish to work on anything, you must remove many auxiliary components. In truth, such designs cause later maintenance and servicing costs, including labor, to increase. Inside this red can is in fact gasoline. After spraying it on, it evaporates very quickly. During this process, they can also remove the spark plugs to test whether the plugs function properly, using a spark plug test light, a very simple operation. And at the same time, they can also spray some penetrating oil into the cylinders, or simply spray in some engine oil, thus lubricating the cylinders. It is now nearly ready. Smoke has begun to billow outward, yet they still feel the carburetor likely holds too little fuel, so they added a bit more fuel into the carburetor. Yet it still felt as though the supply of fuel were insufficient. Therefore, he took the fuel hose along with that small filter section and removed them outright, directly spraying fuel into this very hose. Afterward, he reconnected it to the carburetor side. This was as if done by human hand to fill the fuel hose completely. Otete. Last, he added a little more into the carburetor. I too was greatly curious why, in the course of this matter, they made no use of any starting fluid. All that is required is but a handbrake. Is it not? This machine cannot run fast. Moreover, it has no proper brakes. Who would have expected it? This vehicle had already been successfully awakened and driven forth. Yet, when it was driven out, there still remained a hidden danger to safety. The seatbelt was but one aspect of it. Far graver was that the braking system was useless. Only the handbrake could serve some small function. We shall rely upon the handbrake. The reason they still dared to drive it out was because this car truly could not run swiftly. They could entirely depend upon the handbrake to bring the car to a halt. Moreover, the distance they traveled would not be far. They merely circled slightly in front of the house. If they were to drive too far, given the state of this car, wherever the police stopped it, there would be fines. I know that for many friends watching this video, the repair of this Volkswagen van is not perfect, for it was only a simple restarting of the engine and then driving it once upon the road. In the eyes of yet more people, this vehicle ought to undergo a complete restoration. Yet, when undertaking a full restoration, the road ahead is still long to be discovered and then to awaken the vehicle, allowing this old car parked for 39 years to return once more to the open road. This alone is already a great victory, for if not for all the acts that came before, it is likely this car would have slept in that field for 50, even 60 years, until at last it rotted into scrap iron. Some friends may also think that this time the creator struck a great bargain. After all, the overall condition of this car, including its present state, is still above a merely passable line. Yet, in truth, such a vehicle, if placed in a repair shop for restoration and one fully calculates the repair costs, including labor expenses, work hours, and all those miscellaneous matters, its refurbishment cost would surely be exceedingly high. Unless you undertake it yourself, such as removing rust from the entire body and repainting it anew, including a great deal of panel beating upon the surface, and afterward, the interior would also require renewed fittings. Together with adding what is called modern design and personalized touches. Only by doing it yourself at that point can the costs be pressed down to the utmost. If it were handed to a repair shop, then congratulations to you. You would certainly be this year's VIP client. According to what we have seen on certain websites, regarding sales information for the Volkswagen T1, the condition of the listed vehicles is more than twice as good as this one. And among those, the cheaper ones are just over $20,000, while the most expensive reach a true collector's grade. For among different versions, the production quantities are not the same. Those of collector level may reach $60,000 to $70,000, and the vehicle we saw today is merely a camper version. It is not considered especially rare, only that if you wish to restore it completely, the cost would be extremely high. Thus, today's video shall be shared with everyone up to this point. May those who enjoyed this video freely give likes in abundance, and comment, follow, and save. Until the next episode, we take our leave, with thanks to all friends for watching.